I don't even think I know 50 things about myself. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I am going to answer 50 bookish questions. I saw this video already be done on Mooney Reads, so I am going to take my own spin on it today. There are, as I just said, 50 questions. That sounds like we need to get started. Hardback or paperback? I love a paperback. I think paperbacks are much easier to carry around because hardbacks can be really heavy and really thick, and they're not super easy on your back when you're carrying your backpack around with you the whole time. Dust jacket on or off? I take the dust jacket off because it really annoys me when I'm reading it and it keeps flipping over on top of you all the time. That really annoys me. Secondhand or new copies? Okay, so I generally buy new, but that's because there aren't a lot of secondhand bookstores here in Germany that sell English books. If I find a secondhand bookshop that sells English books, then yeah, I'm definitely going to buy some. Or if I'm back in Ireland, I will generally go to a charity shop and have a look through the bookshelves there. Audiobooks or nah? I really like audiobooks. I was kind of converted over to them, I want to say last year or late the year before. I didn't really listen to a lot of audiobooks before. I don't quite know why. I don't think it was because I was vehemently against them. I just hadn't listened to any. But now I know that there are quite a lot of books that work so much better as an audiobook than they would as a print. Do you cover buy? Absolutely. I am a little magpie, and if it is shiny and if it is pretty, I will take it. Sometimes that can be to the detriment of my bank account, but we'll say no more about that. What's a good book with a bad cover? Oh, I don't know. I'm just looking at all of the books that are over here that I have already read. I don't know. I don't know if I know of any good books that have a really bad cover. That sounds like a really awful question. I'm not going to answer that. What's a bad book with a good cover? Again, I'm not answering that because that's really rude. First book you ever read? I'm going to take the book that I first read by myself, cover to cover, when I was younger. So I read Matilda by Roald Dahl when I was like 6 or 7, and that is the first book that I remember finishing by myself without any help from my parents. Okay, I probably asked them what is this question that I don't know, or what's this word that I've never seen before, but yeah, the majority of the book, I read that by myself. Last book you finished was, I literally finished it last night, why can't I remember? The Little Bakery in Brooklyn by Julie Chaplin, and I'm going to talk about that in another video that's coming up, so keep an eye out. Last series you finished? I'm currently in the middle of a series, that does not count. I don't remember what the last series I finished was. It was probably the I Heart series by Lindsay Kelk, which I finished in May of 2019. Last book you bought? It's probably a Kindle book, and it could have been Swipe Right by Steffi Chapman, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's just say, because I know I bought that in May, so let's go with that for now. What's your favorite genre? I love contemporary fiction, and I especially love contemporary YA fiction, or say women's chick lit, romance, that kind of thing. What is your favorite book in that genre? This one. What genre do you never reach for? I don't read a lot of horror, I don't read a lot of sci-fi, I don't read anything that's going to be gory because I have quite a weak stomach and I don't really like reading that kind of stuff, and I never really watch horror films either, so horror is definitely not my thing, which is kind of why I've never read a Stephen King book before. Do you read poetry? Not as much as I used to. So obviously I read quite a lot of poetry when I was in school because we would study it. So there are 2 books on my bookshelf that are written in poetry form, but that doesn't mean that they're a book of poems. So I've got Black Flamingo by Dean Atta and I've got Toffee by Sarah Crossan, and both of those are written in poetry form, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they're poetry books. I don't know what popular science means. Popular science fiction? Don't read it. Middle grade, I don't read a lot of it, but that's not to say that I probably wouldn't enjoy it. I have a kind of a feeling that Holly Bourne's What Magic Is This is a kind of a middle grade audience book, so that's probably the last middle grade book that I've read. Do you have a book box subscription? I used to subscribe to Wildest Dreams, which was run by Zoe. I subscribed to that when it was first out, but since I moved to Germany, I haven't subscribed to anything. What's your favorite bookish item? I don't know. I don't really have a lot of book merch in my house. I don't really collect a lot of bookish merchandise. I just collect books. What is your current bookmark? It's this one. It's got a little, it's got some elastic up here at the top, so that you can wrap it around the book that you're reading and it will stay in place. And it's also got a little quote in German that says, Beim Lesen guter Bücher wächst die Seele empor, which is something like, if you read good books, then your soul will grow. Sounds good to me. What is the strangest object you have used as a bookmark? A CD of an MRI on my foot. Book jackets or nah? Not really. I just kind of take the book as it comes, really. Who is your fictional boyfriend? Michael Moskowitz. Who's your favourite bookish couple? Lara Jean and Peter from the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. Favourite book villain? Is it really basic to say Umbridge? Favourite book adventure? I really like what Angela from the iHeart series did. So she left her whole life in London and moved to New York and completely set up her life anew. That's something that I really admire her for. And it's something that I really enjoyed reading when I was reading the series. Series, trilogies, or standalones? I do love a good trilogy. Mixed media books or paragraphs? Paragraphs. If it's all just done in one straight line, I can't really process it very well. What is your favourite book adaptation? The film of The Book Thief that came out in 2009. The Book Thief is one of my favourite books. It's written by Markus Zusak. It is kind of based in Germany around World War II time. It's narrated by Death, and the film sticks to the book spectacularly. And it made me bawl my eyes out. Film adaptations or TV adaptations? I really like TV adaptations because you get to explore it a little bit more and you get to have it in your life a bit longer. What book needs an adaptation? The iHeart series by Lindsay Kelk. Get on it, Netflix. Favourite book world? Harry Potter. Favourite writing style? My favourite narration style, I'm going to take it like that, is first person past tense. What is a book that you love that people don't know about? Candy by Kevin Brooks. What is a popular book that you hated? I really didn't like Red, White and Royal Blue. Favourite childhood reads? Anything by Roald Dahl. Anything by Jacqueline Wilson. The Babysitter's Club. The Sleepover Club. Basically anything that had to do with a whole lot of friends. What is a book that has changed your life? Reasons to Stay Alive and Notes from a Nervous Planet, both by Matt Haig. What book did you hate at school? The book that we read for the comparative study for my English in Leaving Cert was Lies of Silence by Brian Moore, and that is really not my kind of book, and I kind of didn't like reading it. Do you buy to collect? No. Do you donate books? Yes. There is a kind of like an open library on the street where I live, and you can just put books in there and you can take one for yourself if you find one that you really enjoy. I tend to put books in a lot more than I take them out. What is your favourite reading snack? Pizza. What is your favourite reading position? This one. Natural light or lamplight? I really love natural light, especially when it's really bright on a day like today. Outside or inside? I like reading inside, but if I'm outside, I really like reading by the water. Breaking the cover or keeping it smooth? I really like to keep a cover smooth. I kind of like to keep my books as intact as possible. That means do not break the spine. Do you read in other languages? Yes. This is a copy of Harry Potter in Irish. And this is a copy of the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series, but in German. I don't understand it. What book series do you want to finish this year? The Romantic Escape series by Judy Kaplan. What book release are you most excited about now? In case you missed it, by Lindsay Kelk. It's coming out in August. I have a copy of it from NetGalley and I cannot wait to start it. Do you have a favourite book influencer? Emma from Drinking by Myself. She probably knows that I'm slightly obsessed with her by now. Do you have a channel, blog, or social media feed? So, I have a Twitter, @PrettyPPD. I have an Instagram, @PrettyPurplePolkaDots. And I have a blog, prettypurplepolkadots.wordpress.com. And, of course, I have this channel here. Those are the answers to 50 bookish questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now get on out of here.